Hey Saggies, welcome. January 2019. Here we are. Powerful times. Really, really powerful transformational times. Let's have a little toast. I'm having my spicy ginger ale. Don't worry. No crazy partying going on here. Not yet, anyway. Let's do a toast to Saggies. You guys are my family, my guardian angels, my teachers, my cheerleaders, and my best friends. Thank you for showing me and reminding me about the beauty of this life and why it matters. And thank you for always being honest and putting me on the right path in so many different ways. Cheers to you guys. So, if you're interested in the year ahead and you're wanting to know what the major aspects are going to be, I did year ahead videos. They're on Vimeo, so I will leave the link in the description box. Click on it, find Saggy, and you guys will be set to go. Feeling through the intuitive and the practical, well, the practicalities of astrology. It's really helpful, I think. So if you're wanting some more tools to have fun with this year of Jupiter with you, definitely check it out. Which, yeah, of course, Jupiter is going to be with you most of this year. The vast majority of the year, you have your friend with you. And that's no different for January. We're just getting into the good stuff with this transit, starting to really feel it, especially as we get out of the shadow phases of all those retrogrades we had in 2018. Capricorn season is always interesting for you Saggies out there because, you're starting to get into that energy of value and building. It's great to be in your birthday season, and then the follow-up season is always a time of, all right, so now what are we going to do? Now what are we going to build? There's so much energy in Capricorn going up. Of course, the sun's there. We have a new moon in Capricorn on the 6th. We have Sun and Saturn conjunct in Capricorn on the 2nd, and I didn't even mention Mars is going to start a journey through Aries like the first day of the year, which is awesome. We're all going to enjoy that, and fire signs are especially going to enjoy that boost to our family, to our sister sign of Aries, who is all about initiation, focus, drive, passion. It's beautiful energy, and there's so much energy here that is supportive of fire energy for January, because as we move into Aquarius season on the 20th, we also have one of the last lunar eclipse in Leo we will see for many years. That's on the 21st. We have a full lunar eclipse in Leo. And it is a closeout of an entire Leo North Node cycle that really kind of ended in the last few months, but this is that final nod. It's that final look back and integrate. And, Leo, your other sister sign, fire sister sign, it's highlighting for you your big world vision and where you're taking that and why it matters. In fact, the first two cards that came out was Two of Wands and Hanged Man. You guys are just living in this energy, I tell you what. And I did have a note for you guys to kind of go along with everything that I just said. Kind of came in kind of a saucy manner as I was sitting thinking about you guys. I was like, whoa, there's attitude here. A little bit of attitude, but it's because, okay, I'll tell you the note and you'll see what I mean. Over-promising or under-promising. You all get that rap. People are like, oh, Sagittarians always just over-promise and never deliver. But I was thinking, that came in because it was like over-promising, under-promising. What are your goals this year? But here's the deal. It matters what you promise to yourself. That's what matters. And that's where it really starts. And that's really where, if you find that you're saying good things to people and then not feeling like you are able to follow through, even want to follow through, or even maybe where you're feeling that you're retracting away, it's because you haven't taken that moment to promise to yourself what you really need and want to yourself. You haven't taken that moment to allow yourself to have it. That's why it matters. What are you over or under promising to yourself? Because here's the other part of the note. It also matters that you don't just shut down when something isn't going exactly the way that you think it's supposed to be going. You guys are very philosophical and pretty good at being positive and going with the flow, but you also have that controlling side that's like, I'm going to get this done. Judgment. And you think maybe things were supposed to go a certain way by the time January 2019 was here. Six of Swords. There's a lot of transformation going on, you guys. But here's the deal with January. It is forward moving. It is empowered. It is positive. It is awesome. It's all of those things. But you might feel frustrated by some elements that are feeling slow or odd or shifting. And you may feel really empowered by other ones. And it is going to be kind of a mixture of the two, because this is kind of a catalyst month. We're starting into this more directional energy. Ten of Swords. Woo! Saggies! We are shedding a skin. It is going goodbye. This is a catalyst month. We are heading into new territory. We all got muddled up with some interesting things. Nine of Cups. That right there, that is how the world works. We are heading into this territory where things are about big growth. Things are about growing into bigger, better, bolder shoes, bigger, better, bolder opportunities. Eight of Wands. We are headed into that territory. Seven of Cups. And with catalyst energy like this, all that Capricorn energy, Uranus moving direct in Aries again, that final Leo lunar eclipse for that cycle, energy moving into Aquarius, it is a very different feel than 2018, where it was like step forward, step back, step forward, step back, step forward, step back, you know? And it's a little uncomfortable. And I think a lot of us are going to want to like take charge in 2019, but I'll tell you what, it is a month of surprise. It is a month of that rule, Five of Pentacles. Ooh, okay, you guys. I wonder if I had like sass. You know, it's funny, when I feel really sassy with Sagittarians, it's because there's something big going on, and I'm kind of like, okay, you guys have to acknowledge this. You have to acknowledge this. Like, we're not going to sit here and just be cutesy about this. Like, let's acknowledge what's going on here, because it's fun to be like, lightning strike, you're all lit up, it's a new beginning. It's also super important to look at where we are doing weird things with our thoughts and our promises to ourselves. But we're getting used to stepping into bigger shoes. And I think, to be honest, a lot of you took some big changes, took some big risks, made some changes in your life. And big things did happen near the end of 2018 that were beautiful. There was also, I think, a lot of self-sabotage, and I think a lot of self-holding back. And the thing with January that I'm noticing as I work through all the readings is that this is a month that calls you out on that, because it's like, it's time to go. It's time to move. If you're still self-sabotaging, if you're still making weird promises to yourself, or shutting down and shutting out because something feels scary or out of your control, that's going to be addressed here. And that's what's showing up in the cards. I mean, this is great. And this is kind of what we've been talking about since, I think, October. This whole abundance thing coming through ease and self-trust and centering and the quiet. So, you know, and the thing that's interesting about Two of Wands coming out first for you in this conversation, this is what's interesting about that. Two of Wands to me is very quiet, because it's not about the external manifestation, right? It's not Three of Wands, your ships are coming in. That's when you start, oh my gosh, you're seeing it, you're getting the phone calls, you're talking to the people. The Two of Wands is that time where you are sending out your wishes, and it's that boomerang that goes out across the horizon, and you don't know if it's going to come back to you, right? You don't know. That echo, that relay, that letting the universe do its magic so it can bring it back to you, right? Because once again, a lot of the things that are going to come into your life you've sent out the request, they have to come back and through and formulate around you in a way you didn't expect, in a form you didn't pre-write. So the Two of Wands is very quiet, because it's that space between. It's that directing your vision out and big focus, but not having all the pieces, all the answers, all the control yet. Same with the Hanged Man. It's kind of that making that peace with you're not going to have all the movement, all the control, all the power. There are going to be a lot of times where you feel that you have to sit with you and enjoy it and have fun with that. And I think you're getting redirected back to the simplicity of this principle again and again this month, because you have started to feel that momentum of Jupiter and Sag, and you're ready to go, and you're just focused now on getting that done. But in the end, the essential thing is this: the law of attraction works with that sense of contentedness with right now, right here, with who you are and what you're promising to yourself and what you're saying to yourself and the stories you're telling yourself and where you're holding yourself back and where you are holding on to something that doesn't serve you, right? This is all abundant and fun and pretty lighthearted, I have to say, in many ways. And this is going to keep popping up with you until you take a moment to look at it. Judgment and Six of Swords, this is about transformation. This is about leaving something behind. And there's a lot of that going on in January. There's acknowledging going on, and there is leaving. Some of you are going to be leaving behind a relationship, yes. And that relationship could go back a long time, right? That could be a relationship from another year in your life, in fact, because you're stepping into new territory. You're stepping into new identities. You're stepping into new roles in your life. So, sometimes even a relationship from a couple of years ago that's kind of haunted or stayed with you, you find you have to acknowledge that you are leaving it behind because you are stepping into this next life phase, because you are stepping into a bigger, happier role, and you're letting yourself do that, which means you are shedding the dead. You are communing with the dead and you are shedding it. And there is that. I mean, judgment is about the dead rising from the seas and the ground, and there being that moment of kind of atonement, but not so much that as acknowledgement. This is a card associated with Pluto, and Pluto is in Capricorn, and we are in Capricorn season for a lot of this month, and that means that what is no longer serving has to go. And the Six of Swords is about that too. I think sometimes we choose people, we choose patterns, we choose stories and mythologies, and even the way we viewed a role somebody's played in our life, we keep choosing it over and over again. And even if it's really subtle and it's not actually in your life, in your day-to-day life, it can really affect you. And I keep getting the sense with you guys that there's a little bit of that desire to look over your shoulder at what was, and a little bit of a desire to cling on to something. Cling on to it because it's familiar, because it's territory you've plumbed the depths of, so you at least know it. That has to go. And I think, yes, you guys are all about change. You're all about it. You're all about like moving forward. Like, let's stay positive. Let's stay playful. Let's just keep moving. I'm not going to lament. But it's a sneaky part of yourself. It's very sneaky and it's very quiet, and it's coming up here in the reading. Now, that's because the reason it's coming up, you guys, is because there's abundance, because there's new stuff happening. It's coming up because of that, because we have to create vacuum spaces to allow the next stuff to come in. And if we it's really as literally as simple as if you have like a junk closet and it's full of stuff you don't use, games and old clothes and shoes that you never wear, and you want to get some new games and get some new shoes in that closet, it's not going in that closet unless you are like, throw it out. It's that simple, and that's what's happening here. You have some really good new infusion of energy. You're stepping into a new role, but if you do not take a moment to make that space for it and just commit fully to it, really commit to it, it's not going to make it in. And then you'll be sitting here asking me why things aren't going the way you thought they were supposed to be going. You're like, well, did you make the space? Were you holding on still to that relationship or that person that you thought was the answer? Because it seemed obvious, because it seemed familiar. Okay, so Ten of Swords showed up here too, you guys, and I am being sassy today. I'm being super sassy with you guys today. In fact, I think I'm being the sassiest with you of anybody I've talked to. Ten of Swords, come on. This is the end of a cycle, right? This is the end of an energetic cycle. It is the close out. And yeah, it's brutal. It's taken some time to get these many swords in this guy's back, right? And yeah, sure, this can be about backstabbing, but no. This is about any of that non-self-serving, that, oh, I can't do that. I'm not allowed to do that. I'm not good enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm not powerful enough. All that's dying. And in its place is coming some big vision energy. 9 of Cups, 8 of Wands, 7 of Cups. This is pretty powerful. This is very dreamy. And this is very, it has such a different feel to what we've been talking about the rest of this reading, right? Like a completely different feel, a completely different look, a completely different aesthetic. Where we were looking at what we're clinging to, what ideas, what promises, what old patterns. This is about the boundlessness, it's unbounded, it's free. So it's about feeling fully emotionally secure and loved, feeling fully seen, feeling fully valued and validated. 8 of Wands is about moving forward motion, which is what January in 2019 in general is all about. And then we have 7 of Cups, which is that beautiful, dreamy parsing through where things could go. Now, one thing I'm getting with you Saggies, I have to say right now, is this sense that there are going to be really strong dreams coming in for you in January, like literally dreams. When you go to sleep at night, messages are going to be coming to you. Information is going to be coming to you. If you take a nap or anything like that, or, if you're somebody who doesn't dream a lot, like you don't have those really vivid dreams you wake up from, meditation and going for walks or just doing something that kind of gets your head in that meditative state, you're going to be getting some information, some key information. And it is going to be very precise, it is going to be very specific, and it is going to ask you to make some changes and some shifts to the way you're thinking about things, and for some of you to make some literal changes, whether that be breakups or moving or preparing to leave behind something that's not serving you, because there's something going on there with that. There's something with you being called to shift. And for some of you, that's going to look more like a beginning. Like for some of you, I know you have new homes that you're moving into, and you're having new relationships you're getting into. So that's the way it's showing up. And so you're just kind of saying, okay, I'm going to go do that. So for everybody, it's going to show up differently. But here's the thing, you guys, you have this 5 of Pentacles at the top of your reading. And this is really important to pay attention to, because this is about how you value yourself and where you feel you're not allowed to have this, where you don't feel like you're enough. You can't keep up with it financially, spiritually, emotionally, your value, whatever it is that you are preparing for, that you are getting called to go step into. There's this thing coming up for you that's like, I can't get away with this. I'm not allowed to do this. Take note of these moments and pivot away from them, right? You don't have to sit there overanalyzing it. Do your best to notice when you have these moments of, I can't be that, I'm not allowed to have that, I feel shut out from that, I can't keep up, I don't have enough, and turn it to, you have enough, right? The other thing I'm noticing with all of this energy, which is so much about death and transformation, surprisingly enough, I actually am caught a little off guard by how much of the energy today for Saggies is about death and transformation. The one thing I will say with all of this is that, once again, the answers for how things come about for you, the answers for how it all coalesces, is going to come in a different package than you probably think it will. And while you might feel frustrated because you think it should already have gone this way or that way, the universe is delivering this to you in a very precise manner that you have to remember to trust a little bit. So I'm going to leave that with you. Now, I did write an affirmation up for you for January, because let's start the year out with a space to go back to that we can reconnect with anytime we are feeling that this process is a little rough on us, or a little frustrating, or a little mystifying, or we're getting called to step into these bigger shoes and we're feeling a little nervous about it. Here we go. I trust the way forward. I trust my inner being to guide me in a direction that is the most nourishing and abundant for me and all involved. Timing is perfect. That's it. That's it. And if you are feeling that you are feeling a little resistance to the abundance, if you are feeling a little bit like you are feeling resistance to the shift, take a breath and listen in. You know, you are going to be getting a ton of guidance this month from the larger collective energy, and it's important to make sure you check in with that. So I'm going to close it out there, my loves. I hope that we get to work together. I do private readings, so you can check out my website, SARAHTAROT.com. I'll leave the link below. And book sessions with me. I do them on Skype, and we have such an amazing time working together. It's absolutely fantastic, the work we do together. You can also follow me on Instagram at the Sarah Tarot. I would love to see you over there. We have so much fun. And also, yes, your heads are below as well. All of that info. There's a lot more ahead on this road. There are going to be classes. There's going to be traveling. You'll have chances to meet me. I'll keep you posted on all of that. Good stuff coming up for 2019. I'm really looking forward to catching up with you in February. What a wacky reading. I had no idea it was going to go where it went today. This one took me on a little bit of a journey, but should I be surprised by you guys? By that, because I think every time I sit down with Saggies, I'm like, whoa, what just happened? So I love you guys so much. I will see you in February, and have an amazing January, my people. Catch you soon.